Hey guys, Charlie here. Welcome to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about the emotional cycle of change. And if you don't know what this is about, don't worry, I'm about to explain. But if you ever try to do some kind of positive change in your life or started a new business or a new project and it didn't work out so well, there is very likely that it is due to these emotional cycles. So these emotional cycles divide in 5 steps. The first step is uninformed optimism. This stage of uninformed optimism is when you get excited about something new, an idea, a the idea of changing something. For example, if you want to lose weight, but you have never done it before in your life, you've never done exercise or eaten a good diet, good nutrition, and you get excited about you know getting in shape and getting ripped and the girls and the confidence and all those things, that is called uninformed optimism because you don't know what it's like to go through the process of actually getting that body, that physique, but you are excited about it, you want to jump in. The best thing to do is to start right away, right? Like, don't think it too much, just simply get that momentum going and start working on that goal that you have, that change that you want to evoke in your life. But obviously, because every single story of success out there doesn't come with some walls and some obstacles that the protagonist has to overcome and go over. In this case, you are the protagonist of your life, so you hit the next step of the cycles, which is informed pessimism. So this is basically like a punch in your face about reality, and you realize that it's not as easy as you thought. It's gonna take a lot of pain involved and a lot of effort and a lot of hours, and learn how to do the exercises, learn how to eat without like using all your willpower, because you're not gonna be able to evoke a change if you are depending on your willpower every single moment. You have to adapt your diet to something that you enjoy but actually helps you. And usually, if this is the first time you're doing it, it's not so easy. You need support, you need guidance, you need people that cheer you, you need to believe in yourself. There's many aspects to the change itself, that this second part is simply like you keep going, you still go to the gym, unmotivated or sometimes unmotivated, sometimes motivated. You're not as excited as the beginning, right? So this is the importance of having like a very powerful why, because that optimism of the beginning can last for longer. But usually people go through this second step, which is informed up informed pessimism, and enter what it's called the valley of despair. So the valley of despair, it's when you want to quit, like you just had enough pain, you can't stand it anymore, like you are putting too much effort and blood and tears and sweat, and you simply just, it's much easier to quit, do something else, play video games and don't, or jerk off and don't work out, don't eat well, eat crappy food, eat whatever it's available in 1 second, you have to cook. And the value of despair, I'm gonna give you guys a tip to drive through it, like go through the valley of despair. Obviously, you're gonna get the hits, but it's gonna be a much easier way to travel. You just have to make it a habit for you to do the next thing, the next tactic is something very, very interesting, something very easy. Usually, when I wake up, if I start the day by doing something unproductive, like playing a game, for example, it's very hard for me to then want to go to work, because, or to start working on my business, right? Because I'm not gonna get the same amount of pleasure of working than from a game. It's very, very unlikely, especially if you are like me in the beginning stages of your business. There's no results or very little results. You are basically working on a vision, and the game is giving you instant gratification right away. Every bottom, everything you see. So what you want to do when you are in the valley of despair, when you want to quit and everything, is that you have to basically change your mood before anything else. Like you have to do like something physical, something that excites you, that makes you wanna go for it. Usually what I do is that I stand up, like if I was sitting like here and I'm like I stand up and I just like I punch, I like hit myself in the chest and do like this, like many times, and I scream and everything, and that changes my state of mind, my emotional state, and I feel much better, more energetic, more awake. I basically hit my emotions, so I'm not like so down anymore. I'm more I still want to work, but I'm moving more. But now that I have like this extra energy, you have to do something called the rule of three, and this is something that I learned by Jason Capital. And basically, the rule of three means that you're gonna put yourself three easy, quick tasks that you're gonna do no matter what from now on. So, well, like not from now on, but like after you do the movement, or after you wake yourself up and you change your state, you say, I'm gonna do three things. I'm gonna go and turn on my computer. I'm gonna go on and put music that I like to listen when I'm working, and I'm gonna start writing the first paragraph. Only that. And if I do that, I'm already like getting something done. But if I finish that paragraph, the third step, and I don't want to work, I'm okay. I don't work. I already accomplished my goals. I'm good. I don't work. But most of the times the secret is that this builds momentum, and this is why it's so important to have a morning routine. So when I wake up, usually I drink water, I give thanks, and I get ready to go out run. Those little three goals, those little three like wins, like small easy wins, gives you momentum. Momentum, it's the opposite of waking up and playing a game that actually makes it like the opposite of fun to work, because you are, like I said before, you are getting so much more gratification from a game, then you don't want to work anymore. This is like, it's like the opposite of momentum. What you want to do instead of a game is three small wins, and you go through this valley of despair and you enter what it's called the fourth stage, which is called informed optimism. So it's been some time, you already know a little bit of the craft, you know what to do, you know what to expect, what's it's gonna take, there's no surprises for you anymore, and you've been through the worst. You know how to go through the valley of despair. If you ever feel down, you know you have to change your state, you know you have to do the rule of three, you know that you just have to sit down and get to work until you get it done. And the informed optimism is when you see it possible. You actually start seeing your goal more tangible and more realistic. And that's when it really gets interesting, because once you know, or you have a sense of certainty that you can do it, that's when it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen before that, because that sense of certainty makes you take the actions that are necessary when they are the decisions. It gives you like the claw. I don't know if you guys say it in English, but in Spanish it's the claw of going after it. And finally, the fifth step of the emotional cycles of change is the completion, which is basically achieving your goal. Now, not everybody reaches this stage, obviously. I've personally not reached completion many, many times in my life. Actually, most of the times. People tend to live in uninformed pessimism in stage 2 and in the valley of despair. It's very, very common. one of the biggest mistakes I've done in my life is that it has positive things, but my biggest mistake is that I've not followed through any of the businesses that I started. So I usually start a business, I have uninformed optimism. I'm excited. I want to do it. Start doing it. Get the money. I invest. I put money here. I start working. Then I realize it's not that easy. It takes a lot more time and work than I think. There's gonna be walls in the future that I've not even faced yet, but I already know they are coming, and they are bringing me down. I'm not taking action anymore. In for pessimism. I decreased my action taking. Obviously, I didn't apply these tactics, and then I entered the valley of despair, in which I completely simply stopped working. I just change into another topic, this time trading instead of e-commerce. So I go to trading, and it's all over again. Only for optimism, I'm trading. I think I'm good at it. I make some money. I lose some money. I make some money. Lose some money. So then I get informed pessimism. I realize it's so much harder than it actually looks. And then again, valley of despair. I don't want to do it anymore. Then I go back. So that's what I've done in my past. Um, there was a business I did tried or worked at for 4 years, but I simply like didn't do the work that it was required, and I didn't have the work ethics. I didn't really understand why I was doing it. I was very young, obviously, so I there were many things that they weren't in place in order for me to have success, but these all things are lessons, and understanding this cycle can really help you go through these steps and understand that you have to, for example, something that I've been working on is on telling myself that I finish things that I finish everything that I start. So as Tony Robbins says, we all have beliefs and convictions that define us, are part of our identity. And before, like one year before, I was something. One of the beliefs that I had is that I don't finish anything. I always quit. I always leave things unfinished. Books, courses, university, businesses, everything, relationships, everything was at the middle, right? And I just left. So I started like picking up every single book that I didn't finish, and I finished. Then course I finished. I also finished. The university I took it. I graduated. So I started hitting the belief of I finish things. I am someone that I finish what I start. So obviously in this business that I'm doing right now, my struggle is not actually quitting. It's actually taking the action necessary. But I am 100% sure that I'm not gonna quit this time, because I'm someone who finishes everything that starts. So this is it for today's video, guys. So I basically gave you some tools, and that you can apply right now if you need them. I believe that the first step into any problem that we have is, first of all, recognizing we have a problem, and second of all, understanding the problem. So many of us are unconscious of the problem that is actually taking place in our minds, and the reason why we're not taking action. So yeah, guys, this is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, sub. I post every single day, and yeah, that's it. See you in the next video. Pura vida.